What's up, everyone? In today's video, we're going to debunk 8 business credit myths. So let's get into it today. By the way, my name is Ashley Gunther. I am the owner and creator of The Lone Wolf, your premier marketplace for startup and small business funding. So over the next 8 slides, I'm going to go over 8 myths surrounding business credit. Business credit is a huge, hot topic throughout social media. We're seeing more and more self-proclaimed gurus coming on the scene and teaching certain methods, hacks, and approaches to obtaining business credit. Oftentimes, these gurus are what I call furus, fake gurus, and they're teaching you either outdated methods, illegal hacks, or other means of pretty much just deceiving you into giving them money off promises of large approvals. So we're going to debunk the next 8 statements here. And so number 1, debunking myth, you can replace bad personal credit with business credit. I see this thought process everywhere. Every single business credit expert is telling consumers like you that you can replace bad personal credit with business credit easily. If you had seen my previous video about debunking 8 broker myths, you're going to learn that many people now, especially 2023 and really moving forward, these business credit gurus are going to sell you a pipe dream. What they're going to sell you or convince you of is you don't need to use your personal credit for anything, and that you can avoid bad personal credit simply by obtaining and structuring business credit. The cold hard truth is your personal credit will remain a factor with every banking institution in any funding product. So whether you're going for a startup loan, a business line of credit, an equipment loan, an SBA 7A, even going into your local bank or credit union, they're going to look at your personal credit score. And if you have a personal credit score that is poor or bad, you are most likely not eligible for that funding. So business credit gurus are pretty much taking your money, whether it's 500, 1,000, some even charge like 200. But what they're doing is they're taking your money. They're saying, hey, we're going to establish your business credit. You'll never have to use your personal credit again, and you'll get some amazing high approvals. This is simply not true. You will need to utilize your personal credit throughout your business funding journey. Number 2, you can easily get 150K in 90 days with business credit. This is one of the things that I cringe so hard when I see this. So let me break this down in a few different ways. First of all, anytime someone wants to guarantee or claim something is easy, I always say put a pause on that and most likely run, because they are either amateurs or they're deceiving you. And either way, both can provide it's just a dangerous road for your business moving forward, right? So when you see people talking about that you can easily get 150K in 90 days with business credit, I want to break down what that 150K really is. A lot of people think 150K in 90 days with business credit means loans, business lines of credit, business credit cards. But the cold hard truth is this, y'all. That 150K that they are promising you is probably going to be around 15 to 20K. It will not be loans and lines of credit. It will be vendor lines, net 30 lines, some corporate cards, and some other things. You will get smaller approvals, and none of them, depending on your business, depending on your type of business, chances are most of the business credit you're obtaining doesn't directly help grow your business. The way you're supposed to use business credit is you're supposed to obtain vendor lines or in-house financing or corporate cards for you to utilize those to purchase things that you need, to purchase items to run your business, and to do it that way. Business credit wasn't created for startups to get funding to start up. That simply isn't it. Business credit is for established businesses looking to grow and expand. So when you see this, you can easily get 150K in 90 days of business credit. Number one, that's not business credit cards. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Number two, you're so not likely to get 150K, especially if you're first starting out. So this deceptive marketing campaign is really one of the easiest ways fake gurus grab 1,000, 2,500, sometimes $5,000 from you in promises of all of these high approvals that simply will not happen with the way that they build your business credit. Next, number three, and we're piggybacking off from number one here, is having good business credit leads to higher loan and credit card approvals. Now, I want you to listen very carefully, because if you are watching this and you're an expert, you're going to be like, Ashley, don't lie to them. It does lead to higher loan and credit card approvals. This is the truth. Having good business credit will not lead to higher loan and credit card approvals depending on what you're applying for. So if you've established good credit, let's say you have 5 net 30 accounts, that does not mean you're going to get a higher loan approval if you go and submit your application for funding. Your good business credit 9 times out of 10 does not affect a loan approval. I'm going to say this again. Your good business credit 9 times out of 10 does not positively affect and lead to a higher loan approval. Now, when it comes to credit cards, and we're going to talk about this in a bit as well, there's a lot of deception and confusion around that. If you want higher credit card limits, your business credit on those net 30 lines isn't necessarily going to be the thing that gets you higher limits. Now, people are going to say, Ashley, whoa, 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 whoa. If I establish my business credit, if I get 5 reporting net 30 accounts, if I add other things, my business credit profile is stronger, my number is stronger, I have shown that I can afford this, this should lead to higher approvals. Yes, it can over time, but you will still need good personal credit and you will still need strong revenue. There's several factors when it comes to business credit. Unfortunately, business credit gurus are washing away most of the real information and giving you basic concepts without showing you the A to Z walkthrough. Oftentimes, you guys have been completely deceived into what you're actually getting when you utilize these methods. Number 4, don't use your personal credit to fund your business. We've kind of touched upon this a little bit in the first 3, but this is about, on tapping into the corporate veil, ripping that apart, separating everything. We want personal and business over here. It's a great concept, and you can separate many things in many ways, but it's not just your personal and your business credit. If you're super separating your business, that also has to do with your banking, your personal banking, your business banking. It has to do with how you pay your bills. It has to do with transfers. It has to do with a lot more than simply just your business and your personal credit. Now, if you're working with a guru that's saying, do not use your personal credit to fund your business, they are taking away 90% of your options. There are very, very few options available that do not use your personal credit. So keep in mind, if you're working with a guru that keeps pushing this, don't use your personal credit to fund your business, they are limiting the availability of funds for you. They are putting you in a situation where it will be harder for you to grow. People do have to use their personal credit to fund their business. It's simply just how it is. If you walk into any bank or credit union, they're going to look at your personal credit score. Even these lenders online, they're going to soft pull your personal credit score. And at the end of the day, the SBA looks at your personal credit score. So if you're listening to a guru that's preaching, don't use your personal credit to fund your business, I would encourage you to ask them where they are getting loans and lines of credit without personal credit being looked at, and ask for this proof. They actually can't provide it for you. They'll send you a fake screenshot, or they'll just yell, or they'll block, who knows, but they're not going to be able to show you this real proof. Next, number 5, you won't be held personally liable for the business credit you obtain. This is such a huge misconception. And one of the great sparkly, shiny sellers for business credit is these business experts. These business credit experts are telling you, hey, if you put everything in the business name and you have everything on business credit, you cannot be held personally liable. So, hey, don't tell anyone. You don't even have to pay those bills and you can get away with it. I know business credit gurus that are teaching this. I've called business credit gurus out that have taught this. I have seen tens of hundreds and even thousands of people being shut down, harmed, and face serious consequences when they followed this. So listen very carefully. You will always be held personally liable for any type of debt you take out. I don't care if it's business credit or not. Inside the contracts that you sign, there will either be several or a few line items talking about personal guarantees, talking about defaults, and talking about what the lender or the institution has when it comes to rights in getting back the money that they lost, in recovering the non-payment. So if you really believe that you can go to Verizon, get approved for 5 to 10 lines, get those free cell phones, resell all those cell phones and not pay anything back, if you really think that you won't be held liable for that, you're going to be in for a very dark, dark reality. Because I know of several humans right now battling their personal bank accounts, several creditors. They've had to hire a lawyer because they thought they could avoid any type of personal liability by not paying bills. When you guys are obtaining credit with the intention to not paying it back, that is fraud. And if the company can prove that, you're in an even larger bucket of, pardon me, shit. Okay. So if you are working with a business credit expert that's saying you won't be held personally liable for business credit, if they're talking about consumer law that they can put in place to get you to pretty much void contracts, do not send them money. It'll be a waste of money. You will lose that money. But more importantly, you will be fined. Your bank accounts could be frozen. Your payment processes could be frozen, and you will be taken to court by the companies or institutions that you owe money to. It simply just is not real. These businesses will want to recover their funds. Number 6, and we've mentioned this a few times here, add 5 net 30 accounts to get approved for business credit cards. So here's the deal. As a lot of people are pushing and saying that, hey, you can get these business credit cards. You don't need your personal credit score. And all you need to do is establish business credit. So the easiest and fastest way to establish business credit is by signing up for net 30 accounts, which means you sign up for, let's say toilet paper is a pretty common one. You have to pay it off in 30 days. And now you have this active account that's growing your business credit. The thing is net 30 accounts are pretty basic. I want you to think of net 30 accounts similar to subprime lines, right? They're there to help build and grow and get you started, but they're really not going to result in anything big. It's there to help you grow and establish a foundation. It's there to help you kind of frame the house, but it's not going to put the roof on. It's not going to put the electric and the plumbing in, right? You're going to have to hire a whole other person or use a whole other method, right? I hope that analogy makes sense, right? So yes, you need to have several net 30 accounts in order to accumulate and get a business credit number calculated. But those 5 net 30 accounts or more is not going to directly get you approved for business credit cards. The cold hard truth is if you don't have a 680 or a 700 plus personal credit score, the majority of business credit cards are not available for you. Especially starting out, you will have to personally guarantee these credit cards. And I'm going to let you know, stop being so afraid to personally guarantee. If you're afraid to personally guarantee any type of loan or funding product, I would encourage you to reconsider even taking out the funding. If the personal guarantee is concerning you, what concerns me is your dedication to however you're going to be investing this money. Next, personal liability should not be the main concern. If you're looking to borrow money, the main concern is what is the ROI and turnaround time on this? So if you're not utilizing this type of funding to make profit or to create revenue, that makes sense of why you're worried about it being PG or not, because you're not making revenue. If you're worried about PGing, you're not making enough revenue. Business credit, again, was not created for startups. They were not created for newer businesses. Business credit is for established businesses looking to expand and grow in different ways. Number 7, you don't need to personally guarantee business credit cards. I just kind of spoke on this, didn't I, y'all? You will need to personally guarantee most business credit cards from Chase, Amex, Trust, all those. Oftentimes they will require a personal guarantee unless you've been with that bank a million years and you, not literally, but you understand what I'm saying, unless you show a strong banking relationship. Again, you have to have, listen, having a strong personal credit score and personally guaranteeing are two different things. If there is a situation where you don't have to personally guarantee it, it does not mean they're not running your credit. I've seen this so many times, like gurus will twist or take one thing and make it into to something totally different. So please listen to me. When they say you don't need to personally guarantee business credit cards, they are incorrect. All of the top premier business credit cards, especially when you're first getting started, you will have to personally guarantee. They're still connected to you personally because if you default, they are coming after you personally. So if you're working with someone saying, no, you don't need to personally guarantee on these business credit cards and we can get you hundreds of thousands of dollars, they are lying. The only way you can get super high business credit card amounts early on is by personally guaranteeing. And number 8, late payments or defaults on your business credit won't affect you. I'm going to wrap it up with a story. I've been seeing this a lot. And I've also noticed that business credit gurus have not been properly trained in funding, in startup and business funding. Business credit gurus very much understand, and not all of them, but the majority of them understand net 30 accounts, corporate lines, store cards, things of that nature. But they really, truly don't understand the factors that banks, credit unions, alternative lenders, and the SBA look at to determine loans and lines of credit. Okay, they really don't. There is a huge gap in the education there. So if you're working with a business credit expert and they're saying, listen, late payments or defaults on your business credit doesn't matter. Listen, we'll dissolve that LLC. We'll move on. You won't even have to think about it again. First of all, if you have late payments or defaults on business credit on a particular LLC or corporation, whether you dissolve it or not, let's say you don't dissolve it. 2 years later, you create a new LLC and you go to apply for funding, even as a merchant cash advance. Your bad business credit can and will come up on that background check, and it can and will result in a decline. Now, let's say you dissolved it. A lot of people are, oh, I dissolved the LLC. If you dissolve that LLC and you still owe money, again, it will pop up on your background check. You cannot run nor hide from previous defaults on business credit. Now, what if you're running a business and you have an active default on your business credit and you're looking for funding? That will also hold you back. You are likely to get a decline. Now, I have heard plenty of people talk about repairing business credit. I have not seen it done personally. So if you have repaired it, I would love to see this. If you have steps or suggestions on how to actually repair, and I'm not talking about a video you saw, I'm talking about you've proven it, you've done it for somebody. I would love this information because I have not seen where people can clean up their business. I've not seen it firsthand. I have not seen it firsthand. I've had people pretend that they do it. So keep that in mind. Once you do damage to your business credit, it's really there. It's not something that you can work on as easily or as dedicated as personal credit. So keep that in mind. So now that we've debunked 8 of the most popular business credit myths, you may have questions. You may be more confused than before. You may be saying, but Ashley, everything you said goes against what every single business credit guru is teaching. I know, because they're full of it. There are very few business credit gurus that are real. And you have to understand that it's not like business credit is taught in college, nor is funding. So the education behind that is rare. You have to really know certain mentors or certain leaders in the industry to get the real training or trial and error through multiple years. The thing about business credit is it's consistently changing. Last year, Floor & Decor went from a no PG card that you could liquidate on PayPal. That was one of the big hacks, to shutting it down almost completely and being a PG on everything. We saw this over and over again. We're seeing Amazon changing their business credit net 30 offer, their net 60 offer, or 45. You see other Companies, we see fuel cards shutting down their total offer because of fraud. We're seeing more and more fraud around business credit, shutting down entire funding programs. So these business credit gurus, these fake gurus, are negatively impacting the industry. They are hurting businesses. All those businesses that truly were using Floor and Decor for their contracting business no longer could get that vendor, that corporate card without a personally guarantee. That hurt people. That hurt people. So these gurus are hurting more than just the individuals. They're hurting the entire industry with this fraud. They continue to take your money and continue to not give you the results they promise. If you're looking for business credit, if you're wanting to establish business credit, I suggest you go to our website, go to our resource section, and check out the other resources we have on business credit. My biggest question that I like to ask people is, why are you looking to establish business credit? Because most people have been totally deceived and miseducated when it comes to this, that they don't realize it's not business credit that they want or need. I hope that you found great bits of information. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. If you have questions, here is my email. You can also visit the website. Please check out my other videos where I debunk common myths in the financial industry.